Long nickname I stuck with was refined based on the character and musical with an IQ of 40. Just seems to make sense. We spent our entire lives tormenting each other to levels that have now reached urban legend status. Mom and Dad recently taught a class at Sheriff's Field with young couples, and apparently told a few of our stories within the class. I went past people in the halls and accused me of being the worst older brother ever. I had no idea what stories they told it. Maybe it was the time I covered your entire back with swastikas in the black market while you slept. Or all the times I wrapped it in a blanket and swung it around my head like a lasso. Or held a pillow over your face on a regular basis and said I wouldn't move it until you stopped flopping. I think my favorite, though, was the time when you said 5-hole while we were watching the Stars game. And I convinced the mom that 5-hole is actually a cuss word. She dragged you out for about 20 minutes to look at confusion and terror on your face and throw her. While most rational people would call these things abuse, we've always called it love. And again, we've always been a little different. Most brothers that are born 10 years apart don't really have a close relationship. You and me. Different places in life.
I'm not going to touch it.
6 days before I turned 10 years old, I was asleep on the couch and I woke up in the middle of the night to find the kitchen light on. Mom was about 6 months pregnant with you and she was sitting in the kitchen chair with her face in her hands. I remember her saying her stomach hurt. She was trying to pretend like nothing was wrong, but I knew different. Soon after that, the baby brother I had always hoped for was born, weighing only 2.5 pounds. We were given a laundry list of things that could and probably would go wrong. I learned 2 things about you that day. Number 1, God has a plan for you. And number 2, you can overcome anything. I like to say that's why it was so rough on you growing up, but I actually just did that because it was fun. And to hear Dad always say, Brock, But that laundry list of possible problems included things I worried about for a long time. They mentioned possible brain damage from bringing work too soon. And even though the signs of your brain damage are quite obviously on a day-to-day basis, you've been on to do very well academically and graduate from A&M. They also said you might have social issues, but you're easily the most likely person I've ever known, even though I'm probably overwhelmed. One of the things we've been known for over the years are the insane things that I would dare you to do, and they would always end the same way. I'd throw out a ridiculous dare, you would say, what would you give me if I do it? And my answer was always the same. Respect. Whether it was eating snails or a horrible mixture of food left over after dinner, you would always do it. While it was always good for a big laugh, I think we both knew that you had every respect I could ever give you. Back in the summer of '99, you were turning 12. I'd been broken up with Shauna for about 8 months because things were getting a little too serious. I called her up out of the blue one day after not talking to her for a long time. She answered the phone and I said, hey, how's it going? She responded, who is this? At that moment, I realized I had a little more ground to make up than I thought I could. After talking for a while, she told me that she and some friends were going to eat that night at Nick's in Rowlett. Realizing that breaking up with her was a mistake I needed to fix as soon as possible, I decided it was time to see if she would give me another chance. I remember there sitting thinking, what can I do to get her attention again? What can she not say no to? The answer was you. So I went into your room and asked you if you wanted me to take you out for your birthday. You excitedly said yes, and that night we headed to Nick's to see if I could get my girl back. Just as I had planned, I saw Shauna sitting across the restaurant. I said, hey, cool, look, Blake, Shauna's over there. I sent out my little Blake lure to talk to her. And sure enough, a couple of minutes later, Shauna came over to talk to me, and the rest is history. This of course, all took place a few minutes after you, for some reason, screamed out to the entire restaurant, "My brother can beat up anyone in here." Later that night, I think Shaq was here for this too. Later that night, we went back home and Frank called the PBS telethon. Yeah. It was a good day. I'm so excited to be here today and see your life taking off the way you've always wanted it to. I told you for years to make sure you don't settle with everybody else. For someone who isn't the right one, and there's no doubt in my mind you found the right one. Sean and I always talk about how our life prior to marriage almost seems like another life ago. Your life is about to change in ways you can't even imagine. There's no doubt in my mind you're going to thrive. I can't wait to see how it all turns out. And as always, I'll be right there behind you, drawing swastikas on your back. Okay. Although we've only known each other for a couple of years, I've actually been praying for you for about 2 years. The same way that I pray all the time for the people who will eventually marry my kids, I've been praying for the person who would eventually marry my brother. I knew that along with the people who end up with my kids, no stranger on earth will have more important in my life than the person who ended up with them. Each time I would pray, I would ask God to send like someone that would help me get to heaven and then love them with everything they have. I have a strong feeling both of those prayers were answered on the first night we spent much time around. We were at the Evans family Christmas party, and we were about to leave, and Blake and I were taking presents out of the car. I remember Blake asking me, "So what do you think about Katie?" In the usual Blake form, he was unsure whether or not he liked it. I remember telling him that I had never seen anyone look at him the way that he did, that something was different about this one. I remember the smile on his face and I went back inside. I was talking to Papa before we left that night. He asked me what I thought about her. I remember saying, "She seems really sweet, but she's obviously either blind or has serious self-confidence issues because she's way too good looking for Blake." He laughed and said, "No, she reminds me a lot of your mom." That was all I needed to hear. I remember telling Sean on the way home, and I had a weird feeling about this one. You might be the one. We all love you both so much, and I know that God has a special plan for you. It's also such a relief for all of us to know that now Blake is somebody else's problem. Sean and I will always be here for you both no matter what. Our only request is regularly scheduled babysitting. I'm thinking weekly, but monthly will probably do for the first few months since I'm probably going to be busy.